Yeah.
I was saying, like, I can't play mages in games. I'm trying to break myself of this bad habit of like hoarding my spells because I feel like I'm going to be into a combat that I can't handle without them, and then like I end up just wasting my spells and resting before I even use like any of my decent ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing the new Pathfinder game, and I'm just so glad that I have like cantrips that I can cast, because it's like I can just cast these over and over again. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whereas like anything that has a number by it, like I just become paralyzed.
I don't really have that. I don't know. I guess I am a bit of a completionist, so I'm poking around in every little corner, trying to find every little thing.
I mean, that's the way to do it, right?
Yeah, well, if you're playing an RPG, you got to find out what the team's hidden around. And it's kind of fun to think like a designer, or at least try to, and think, if I was clever, I would hide something over here. Or if I wanted to have a tropey little secret, I'd put something behind the waterfall.
Yeah. Now, if you wanted to make your life particularly difficult, you could always just avoid tab highlighting or something like that.
Well,
really
true.
see if you can think like a designer.
Well, the what was it? The new Tomb Raider game. They added a really cool new feature in that, where they allowed the player to choose how hidden they want like the hints to be. So you could just play along and try and jump at walls to see if you can climb up them, or there's the usual streaks.
I was a big adventure gamer back in the day. I played through like the whole Monkey Island series and all the Sierra classics and stuff like that. And I was one of those purists who was like really upset that Telltale gave you the ability to just like highlight all of the hot spots in the level. When you were like trying to like solve puzzles and so on, but I grew out of that eventually. But yeah, because in retrospect, I probably needed a walkthrough for every single game, like Codename Iceman. Fuck that game.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. But that's not what we're playing here. We're playing Siege of Dragonspear.
We are playing Siege of Dragonspear. Fantastic game made by people that we know.
We know that we never worked on. So,
yes.
Yeah, no, this game came out about, 6 months before I came to the company, and I bought it day one. I was super happy with just the way that they took like a classic game that I remembered and just recaptured it.
Yeah.
Although it is a bit more of a linear experience than the previous Baldur's Gate games, I thought that they did an amazing job of the dungeons. They added so many little cool secrets in here.
A lot of new art.
Yes, so much new art.
Yeah. The bridge fort is particularly nice.
Yeah. Some cool little things.
I'm still working my way through Siege of Dragonspear. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm doing a Baldur's Gate trilogy playthrough, and it's a big undertaking. I forgot how many hours these games were, especially when you were trying to do things.
Oh, it's good that you're doing that. I mean, like, you are the producer.
Yeah,
well,
I know.
I
should know these games, right?
You are the project director of all of the Infinity Engine and Neverwinter games that we're producing.
If it has the name Enhanced Edition, I am the producer for it now.
So get on playing these games, I guess, right?
Gotta get all the way through them, and then like after I finish the Baldur's Gate trilogy, I got to do Icewind Dale. I think I probably have to slot Neverwinter Nights in there though, because like a lot of these games I haven't played in years and years and years. So it's like I got them back in the day.
Yeah. I hear you there. I played all these games back in high school, and then when the enhanced editions came out, I bought them and replayed them, and I was absolutely floored when I encountered like the new characters, new quests, because maybe I didn't read the game description very well, but I didn't realize that Beamdog had added new stuff. So coming across new characters like Nira, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed her even before I was here, But Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition was like a Christmas gift for my brother that year, so we could play it together again.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's not for everybody. There were some people who weren't fans of it, but I liked it.
Yeah, well, you can't like everything.
I better like it, right?
You're paid to like it.
I'm paid to love the game.
No, that's not true. You actually love the game.
I do.
Luke just talks my ear off all day about Infinity Engine stuff, and I'm always talking to him about cool things we can do, like the VO packs. Like I guess we'll be talking a little bit about the Dice Camera Action Pack.
Yeah, we're doing some cool stuff
later down the stream. And
stay tuned. For
speaking
that.
of full inventory, what do we got? I'm already wearing awesome stuff, so you can
scroll.
Okay. I think I have a spell scroll over here. Anyway. What's our time here? Oh, we've
spent a lot of time playing Siege of Dragonspear. Should we actually get on with our day?
I kind of just want to sit here and play this and get paid for it.
We're just gonna do a let's play of Siege of Dragonspear.
Sure, why not? All right. So if you haven't seen us before, if you haven't been watching the Beamdog stream, I'm Lee. I'm the marketing and PR guy over here at Beamdog.
And
this is,
as previously mentioned, my name is Luke Rideout, and I am the producer on the Infinity Engine and Neverwinter Nights games.
Yes. You're making the cool stuff. I do the happy talk.
Yes, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So let's get started, eh?
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, like we get through this, we get to the beers after Friday.
There you go.
Yeah, I hope that you all have beers or your drink of choice lined up for the end of today. Yeah. All right. So let's go through marketing news, because that's the important thing that you are all here for.
Yep. New news.
All right.
Things.
Cool. So newsletter. If you haven't signed up, you really should, because I have been giving stuff away.
Yeah, we've given up some things. We gave away some newsletter related stuff around the time of the Edmonton Expo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So on the 24th, we had the birthday, the 18th anniversary of Shadows of Om, Baldur's Gate 2.
Yep.
So
last Monday it turned 18.
Yeah,
it's drinking age in Alberta now.
That's right. So we gave away a bunch of copies on Facebook, on Twitter. We had a copy go out on the forums. I confess that I haven't contacted the winner yet of the newsletter. So I'm going to send that email out as soon as we get off this stream.
Yes, we should do that fast.
I have a little post-it note sitting on my desk. Do the thing. Lee, do the thing.
Yes.
Right.
But
so,
you've had other things on your plate, right? Like very exciting new things that are coming.
Yeah, we're super busy here, which is always great. So winners of those boxed copies, or if you own a physical edition of the Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate 2, just be sure to go onto beamdog.com, download the Beamdog client, and there's a button there that allows you to redeem a digital copy of the physical edition that you own.
Yep.
So that was something that we put in place 4 to 6 months ago, and anybody who has one of those physical copies can now get a digital copy, because there was a bit of an oversight on those discs. There was no updater included, so those discs are version 1.3 and 1.4 only.
So if you hate bug fixes, then feel free to just stay right there. But otherwise you can get a digital copy that will update for you.
Yeah, that's right. Cool. Yep. So like I said, contest winners. We've contacted everybody except for the newsletter sign-up person, and we will be doing more contests in the future. I have more box copies sitting in a closet here. We have more T-shirts. We got some other stuff coming down the line, so lots of cool stuff. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, Facebook. Check out our forums and sign up for the newsletter. Yes. Okay.
We would give away the newsletter winner's name, but it's actually a real name. So that's kind of not kosher.
That's not cool. All right. So for our Beamdog.com fans, we've heard that you have been asking for the Faces of Good and Evil pack for Baldur's Gate. We're working to bring that to Beamdog.com. That'll be there soon. We're also going to make that available for Baldur's Gate 2, Icewind Dale, and everywhere basically except for Planescape, because we're not touching Planescape. We've said that many, many times.
So you're leaving it alone.
Yes, Planescape fans, chill.
Except for localization related
That's
stuff.
Right. Yeah. That doesn't count.
Yeah, bringing new languages to the game. We're not changing anything. We're just giving it to people who can't speak English.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. other marketing news, and the last piece of marketing news, I promise. Siege of Dragonspear on mobile. So that's Google Play and the App Store. It's 60% off right now, or at least pretty damn close.
Yeah.
So if you've been waiting to experience Siege of Dragonspear on your phone or tablet, now is the time to go and get it.
No better time to pick it up.
That's right.
60% off.
Awesome deal. I don't know of any better deals coming down the line in the future, so get it now.
Low, low prices.
It's like you're reading my mind, man. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Beamdog news.
Beamdog news.
I'll let you do this.
Okay. So the first thing on our docket here, we say it every week, but we just want to make sure that everybody knows. And if you're watching for the first time, you haven't heard it recently, but we are hiring. So if you're a web developer, a programmer, or a technical artist, and you're looking for a new adventure, please get in touch with us. Beamdog.com/jobs. We have all of our listings up right there. And just because there's only like one entry for programmer does not mean that we're only hiring one programmer. So look for things.
Yeah, we need you all.
Yeah.
We have a new office we're moving into, and we need to fill chairs with awesome people.
Yep, we're shunting some of our team members over to the new space. They're going to be all crammed into a meeting room while we do some renovations. But we're opening up new space in here so that we can continue to bring on new talent for exciting new things.
Yeah, I'm really glad I'm not moving over there right now because I hate being surrounded by construction noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah. So support and bug reporting, I might have added this.
I think you did.
Okay, cool. So if you run into an issue, be sure to contact support@beamdog.com. Our customer help team is awesome. They're usually they usually take up to 24 hours to reply. But Charles, who is our main person there, he does an amazing job, and he wants to hear about your problems, any sort of issues that have come up the game. If you run into a bug that you can reproduce and you want to tell us about it, go to support@baldursgate.com. Yes. And you'll be able to file a bug report. You'll be able to see the public bug listing. We have an internal bug tracker and a public bug tracker. So if something disappears from the public bug tracker, it usually means it's either been closed as something that we just can't do. We have a lot of feature requests coming in from you folks, and we do bring those into the game from time to time. And then we've got our internal bug tracker, so it might be that your public ticket has moved over into the internal bug tracker.
Yeah.
So
we're trying to make sure that we have parity between those two. So the public red mine versus the internal red mine. Yeah, if you see something that hasn't had a lot of motion on it in a little while, that doesn't mean that we're not looking at it. So just wanted to let you guys know about that.
Edmonton Expo.
Edmonton Expo.
Yes, that one absolutely fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
Yep. And we'll have some pictures up on our social media, on Twitter and Facebook, sometime this afternoon. I was going to show them here, but I got a little caught up in playing Siege of Dragonspear. So sorry about that. Sorry, Sarah. I know you did some work for me. And
she pulled out a couple of pictures that we were supposed to show on the stream.
Yeah. So we'll do that next time.
Yes.
And if you want an early look, check out our Facebook and Twitter later today.
Also, Trent came on Saturday dressed as Minsk, and it was a piece of art.
He does such an amazing Minsk. He even has the voice.
I mean, it's
no Jim Cummings, but he's getting there, and he just plays the character.
You guys have seen Trent. He is a beefy dude. He fills out that leather armor just perfectly. So the bald cap is also very convincing. Like, I was standing right next to him at the expo because I worked there for all 3 days.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even tell until it started flaking around the back of his neck.
Yeah.
So.
I saw it for the first time at the Stream Many Eyes a couple of months ago, and I was just absolutely floored then. Corey, who's just downstairs at Sanctuary, and she's got her own fashion line. She built that costume in no time flat and has been kind of working away at it since that event, and it's just absolutely perfect.
I got to make a Winthrop costume for me.
All right, you'll be Winthrop, and I'll be Biff, and we'll have all those like bit NPC characters covered.
So I can just start shouting into crowds, "My hotel's as clean as an elven arse."
He's been practicing that. All right, you know what? I'll sign off on that, but I draw the line at noober. We will have no noobers on this stream.
Hey, You fight any dragons yet?
All right. So yeah, Edmonton Expo, absolutely so much fun. We met a lot of local fans. We met a lot of people who didn't know the enhanced editions existed, and were just absolutely delighted to find out that they're around. Yep. We worked with Edmonton Extra Life. We donated some things to them, and they raised $275 for the local charity, which is awesome. The thirst that you folks have for shirts, unbelievable. And I really wish I could sell them. I wish we could sell them, but we can't at this time. So just keep watching our streams. Watch out for giveaways on Facebook, Twitter, forums, and we'll keep giving those shirts away for as long as you want them.
As long as we have stock. The shirts will continue to flow.
Speaking of shirts, you should give one away.
Should I give a shirt away?
Yes.
Let's give a shirt away to Dan_Common. Dan Common. You won a shirt like the one that Lee is wearing today.
But not this one.
Yeah, not the one that Lee is wearing.
Yep. You will get no Phil sweat this time. Not that I'm wearing Phil's. I wouldn't fit in that.
Why is there Phil sweat in your shirt?
Yeah, well, he gave one away. He gave away the hat that he was wearing.
Yeah, he did give away the musk hat.
And he gave away a shirt he was wearing, I'm pretty sure, at a previous live stream.
I seem to recall seeing that. That was before my time, but I did watch a lot of Beamdog streams before
Kind of gross. So, kind of gross. The guys from Idle Champions down at PAX, they didn't bring enough shirts. So on the final day, in the final hours, they all took off their shirts and gave them away at the booth.
Nice.
Gross.
Collector's items.
That's right. You get Dev Sweat with this shirt.
Dev Sweat.
Delicious. All right. Should we move on to questions from the stream, or should we head over to some IE news? What do you think?
I think we have some IE news to talk about, so we may as well.
All right.
Shazam.
And send your questions in. Dan will grab them from the chat. And we will answer your questions.
Yes, and if anybody figures out how to clone developers based off of shirt sweat, we have a couple of people in the studio we'd like 5 or 6 of. So yeah, let us know.
All right, so
news. Mac App Store builds have gone out. So if you are on the Mac App Store, if you play the game on Mac OS and you purchased it on Mac App Store 4 years ago or sometime in the interim, and you're like, where are the updates? They're here now. And we apologize that it took 4 years to do. There was a lot of things that were in the way of creating Mac App Store builds, and the reason why they didn't go out the same time as the rest of 2.5 is because we hadn't made a Mac App Store build in 4 years, and we wanted to make sure that it was rock solid before we released it. So 2.5.17 for Baldur's Gate and Icewind Dale are out, and Baldur's Gate 2 2.5.16 is also out on Mac App Store. So check your Mac App Store and get it today.
That's right. We'll try and keep parity going on in the future.
Yeah, that's one of my big objectives right now is when we do roll out a new patch, like, for example, 2.6, which is going to be the patch that rolls out together with the Dice Camera Action Pack that we're doing right now. I want to get that onto all of the platforms at the same time, like we attempted to do with 2.5 with the exception of Mac App Store. But now that we have a build process for it and we can just sort of disseminate all of those things at once, I've been working on building up a process that's going to make it run a whole lot smoother. So hopefully you should start hearing that everything has gone to everything or whatever.
Speaking of 2.6, what can a player expect in the next patch?
So one of the major things that we've wanted to do with 2.6 was to fix a lot of the rules issues that were still existing in the game. So we had one of our programmers went through and fixed, I think, 65 of the spells in the spell book. That were not functioning to spec, as it were. So those are fixed. We've done a ton of other things like that. There were some also issues where multi-classing caused hit points to be incorrectly calculated. So we fixed those and other things. Yeah, like bards at 5th level were not getting the right number of spell slots. You know, small fixes like that, but we are we're continuing to improve. And 2.6 is not going to be the last one either. We are going to be continuing to fix those things into the future. Yep. It may be a 20-year-old game, but it is still getting some love from us.
Cool. So. Cool. All right, I'm seeing a lot of Neverwinter Nights questions come in, so please keep those coming. So, other Infinity Engine titles. Planescape Torment. Right now, we've got 3.1.4 out on Steam.
Yeah.
But that does not exist elsewhere.
Yeah, it's 3.1.3 everywhere but Steam.
Yeah,
right
that
now.
only contains Czech.
Yeah.
So we have not forgotten about it. We want to bring that out to other platforms.
Yep.
It's just time.
Much like releasing the Mac App Store build on the other games, the Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition 3.1.4 patch does need a fair amount of testing, and we also basically need to get that into a queue of other builds and things like that that are happening. So I don't have a specific ETA on when that is, on when the Czech language update to Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, and that is the update for it. So if you prefer to play the game in English already, there's not much else in there for you, but for our Czech language customers and fans, I hope to get those in your hands pretty soon, especially like on the GOG market and stuff like that, where the people have been asking for it for a while. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I believe in a previous stream we mentioned that Taya, who's our portrait artist, had injured her arm. Thankfully, she is back. She is going full steam ahead on the Dice Camera Action portrait pack, and we're almost complete with that. Then she'll be moving on to the Community 1 portraits that we're giving away around PAX. And as soon as those are ready, we'll be bringing those into a patch. So it may not be 2.6. It will probably be 2.7 or 2.6.5.
Yeah, 2.7 or 2.6.1 or whatever the internal sort of iteration code happens to be. This could be our portrait pack. 2.6 could be the portrait pack update set. But regardless, there are more portraits, there are more voice things that we're planning on doing down the line. So
cool.
Yep.
All right. So I'm seeing a lot of questions pop up here, which is awesome.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw a couple at you.
All right, let's get them.
All right.
What you got?
Is there any news on the overhauling of Neverwinter Nights models and textures?
Yes, it is still moving forward. We're going to have, hopefully, a fairly big update for you guys pretty soon, but I'm going to keep that one under my hat. Such as it is, for a little while still, and I just want to show you guys something tangible. I'd rather tell you what it is when it's in your hands, but I think you're all going to be pretty happy with it when it's there.
Absolutely, the folks we've been working with, Ossian Studios. Absolutely fantastic at what they're doing there. Developers like Symphony, Niv. So cool. So good. You guys are just absolutely rocking it. And we see Niv in the stream. I think Symphony's there as well. So cool. Say hello to them.
Yes.
All right. Here's
Without
another
them, Neverwinter Nights would not be nearly as good as it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
Any news on the gold box front?
Gold box.
Bard's Tale Remastered looks awesome. You guys could do even better.
Well, we appreciate the vote of confidence.
Cool.
Bard's Tale looks pretty damn good, and you guys should absolutely pick it up, especially since it sounds like Brian Fargo wants to pick up the Interplay license. So, as much support as he can get there, you know. So
that's a bit of a long shot, and
we'll see where that goes.
I really, really hope that he goes there, because we love dealing with Brian. He's a great guy. Trent has like this amazing history with him. So yes, if he gets those Interplay licenses, that makes things easier for us and just all around better for the RPG community. So we'll see.
Yep.
But keep asking that question. Throw it at Trent next time he's on the stream.
I think it comes at Trent every time he is on stream, the gold box stuff. But
we should just print up a list of questions. Arcanum, I beat you
just
all.
Place them right here along the front of the
yep.
thing, or have them like going on a ticker across the bottom of the stream.
Yeah, Dan was talking about trolling people with Arcanum EE, and yes, I see the question coming into the chat there.
Should we just like register the name Arcanum EE and then just like not do
oh
anything?
no,
with
one
it?
better. we have a box. We have the original Arcanum box sitting in our game library, and we were just gonna let it sit here.
Just
on
put
the
it right
table.
Here on the table.
Not going to say anything, but
that would be mean.
That would be mean, and
We're
I would
not mean-spirited
be. I would be all
people,
for that
mostly.
actually.
Mostly.
I'd be all for that. All right. Progress on the Neverwinter Nights achievements on Steam.
Yes.
How are we doing?
So Neverwinter Nights achievements on Steam. We are getting through all of the campaigns. Elise is playing through all 3 games extensively and taking notes about all of the things that look like they would be fun to create as achievements. So we're making progress on that, and you can expect that the achievements will be coming out on Steam, GOG, and Android roughly around the same time, and that way we're just going to have parity basically, and we need to create the we need to create the achievements on all of these platforms anyway. So.
Yep.
Yeah, so expect that sometime around the same time that the Android build is coming out.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Maybe a little bit later, because there are APIs that need to be integrated for all of those, and mobile is our first priority. So if it comes out on mobile first, and then Steam has not come out immediately, please be patient. It will be there.
It does take time.
Yeah. It does.
There is a follow-up to that question. What about premium modules? Will they also get achievements?
We are thinking about that. We're going through Shadows of Undertide and Hordes of the Underdark. Very possibly we'll have some achievements involved with them, but things that you have to pay for separately, like Darkness over Daggerford, we're not entirely sure. So.
All right. I'm all for that, because give me the Chivos. But yeah. All right. So the question has been asked. It has not yet been answered.
Go on.
So keep asking it.
Yes.
All right. Are the rules published in the game manuals open or under open gaming license? That's a good question.
I don't have an answer for this, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so.
I don't.
Yeah.
I will try and find out,
Yep.
and maybe we can talk about that in another stream.
Yep.
I will try and not forget about that. But
Maybe make an achievement card called Arcanum. Maybe make that happen.
All right, and then, yeah, Arcanum Enhanced Edition
Oh,
achievement.
I don't know,
no,
man.
too mean.
Like,
too mean.
it's too Boku. That might be a little too much.
All right. Will there ever be new Baldur's Gate content again?
I can't say that there won't, but I mean, like, depends on the scope of the thing that you're asking for. There could be some things that we would do. I have lots of things that I would like to do, but I have a big old priority list, and certain things have to happen first. So,
Okay. Yeah. There are certainly people within the studio that are really gunning for that sort of content, because we all love that isometric RPG.
Yep.
We love like Baldur's Gate and Infinity Engine games, so making some more content in that line would be super awesome. We'd all be very excited to do it.
Totally.
Yeah, it's just a matter of lining everything up, and we have very full plates right here. All right.
Yeah, at the very least, let me finish doing Neverwinter Mobile. And 64-bit and NWN Sync and all of those things, and the voice packs that we're currently doing that have things happening there. But yeah, as I've said in streams before, new content does take time on these. So even if we were to start working on some new content for Baldur's Gate or Baldur's Gate 2, I would want to probably do an original campaign type thing as opposed to continuing the story of Minsk and Friends, because those stories have been told. There's still some content in BG2 that I think we need to wrap up at some point, but otherwise, yeah, let's see what else we can do.
Cool. What are the legalities of NWN Sync? If I want to attach a license, what happens to my hack? I've been exploring this kind of thing extensively. That's probably a really good question for the NWN Sync team. Niv might be able to point you in the right direction. I don't think that's on our end.
No. So Niv can answer more in depth about how you can protect your modules or hack packs if there is something along those lines. I know that there is some legwork that is going to have to be done, I believe, by the server owners in order to make sure that
I think
we're getting...
misread the question. NWN Sync, that is on us. License for hacks.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
you were saying, yeah, license. So if somebody has created a hack pack and they want to like distribute it or have sort of control over how it's distributed, yeah. So I think we'll be publishing more information about all of that when NW Sync is closer to done. But in general, yeah, if it's distributed as part of the custom content on a server, yeah, that's one of those things that we have to look into.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yep.
There we go. How about classic D&D modules as Neverwinter Nights premium modules?
Classic D&D modules as Neverwinter Nights premium modules. Well, we would have to get the license to do the module itself, which in most cases belong to Wizards of the Coast. So, you know, it may or may not be other like authors and things like that would be involved into that. So there would have to be a lot of threads that we would have to start pulling on and making sure that that was a possibility. But if we received a pitch that was, that was compelling, and it was like, hey, I want to do Dragon Heist, you know, in Neverwinter Nights, and I have all of these licenses already tied up and everything like that, and I want to do it together with you guys. Can you help me? Like we accept pitches for Neverwinter Nights premium modules. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, stuff to look
Have
into.
your people call my people.
All right. And last one from the stream immediately, but if you have more questions, please ask them in the chat.
Be adding more and more to the
then we'll be moving on to some other stuff here. We'll talk about mobile. We'll talk about 8181. We'll talk about GOG. But first, this question. What's the timeline for the total translation for Dragonspear? This is specifically German, I think? Yes.
Yeah, so I played Baldur's Gate EE through. I'm starting Dragonspear a couple of weeks ago, and it's almost done. I see there are some little translations in my language, which is German. What is the timeline for the total translation for Dragonspear?
So do we have any localizations coming for Dragonspear?
So we have various languages that are in progress for all of our games, honestly. Some of them are already finished. Some of them are still getting little tweaks and changes to them that are being made. But I don't have a specific ETA for any of the languages that are still in progress. A lot of these are being done by volunteers.
Right.
So we are not in a position where we can just lean on them and force them to you know, under duress to finish doing a translation for it. For some languages, there is the possibility that we would go through like a localization studio, but yeah, in the case of German, I believe that is handled predominantly through a group of volunteers. So yeah, actually, I was speaking to Philip earlier this morning. Philip being our localization lead here, and for Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, we actually did contract a professional studio to do the translation for that. So this is something that we have done. But say, you know, Heart of Winter in Italian was done by volunteers, to my understanding. So
cool. Yeah. So lots going on that front. As soon as we have more localizations available, we'll be sure to release them in patches. And as mentioned before, we do plan on doing a more smaller, faster patches going forward.
Yeah, much higher cadence of patches for all of these games. So
all right.
And yeah, once a language is done and ready to ship, that will go out in the following patch, wherein, you know, that we will be releasing. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, what do you want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about 8181 or 81? Yeah, 8181 mobile or GOG?
Yeah. Well, let's let everybody know that if you are on Steam or the Beamdog client and you have a copy of Neverwinter Nights already, dev build 8181 is now live, so that contains a couple of small tweaks and fixes that were highlighted by the community. Niv turned around the newest version of it very quickly. And so that is out if you want to test it out and do a little bit more, get a little bit more of a sneak peek of that before it goes out to the public branch.
Yeah, so I understand that's a candidate for version 1.77. I also understand that Niv never sleeps. So that's how these things get done.
I mean, like, I have received messages from Niv, I believe, like, at the end of our workday, which I'm pretty sure is like way deep into the middle of the night. So where Niv is at. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll have 8177 out soon. We'll have more to share about that.
Or 1.77.
Well, yeah, sure.
Which will be 8181 basically, quite possibly, unless something major is found. That is the candidate.
Yes.
That we will be releasing.
Thank you for the correction. All right. Big question here. GOG. When? What's up with that?
When? Okay, so we have a gold candidate, right? It is something that we are working with GOG on. We're doing some QA on that, and if all of the stars align, then we will be able to release that. But we are currently coordinating with GOG on a release date for that.
Cool. So, gears are turning. We hear you when you say bring it to GOG. We are working to get that done.
Yep.
Apologize it takes so much time, but we are getting there.
Yep.
We are absolutely getting there.
Yeah. So as mentioned in last week's stream by Trent, there is there was a conflict basically that we wanted to avoid with GOG, so we are pushing it a little bit further back than we had originally intended, but it is coming like in a matter of weeks most likely. So
cool.
Yep.
All right. I would like to show the mobile version.
You'd like to show the mobile version?
Because we showed this. We had hands-on testing at Edmonton Expo.
Yep.
We did. It was super
Lots
cool.
of people came to play the game. We got 46 people that just filled out the survey, and there were definitely people that played the game that did not do the survey. So that's some exciting stuff right there. Like lots of people got their hands on the build, lots of people tested it out, and we got a lot of really good feedback from our users. And actually, I am already adding some of the things that were requested. I really like watching people playing the game for the first time on this new build, because you get a feel for what is particularly frustrating or what people expect to be able to do that you really get the blinders for, because it's like you're doing iterative development with this game, and it's like, I wanted to add this feature, and so I've added the feature, and it works kind of okay, but it kind of sucks at the same time, so I've made an improvement, and the improvement feels great over the way that it sucked before, but it's still a little bit rough around the edges, but it feels good to me because I knew how bad it was before. So put it in the hands of some people who've never played it before, and it's like, yeah, this still sucks. It's like, okay, yeah, it does still suck. How do I fix that? And that's what we're working on right now. So incorporating some of the feedback that we received from people that that played the game. And so we're pretty excited to have the feedback that we received. We got a big old spreadsheet full of thoughts from the folks that that did play it for us. And
So I'll answer some of the questions going on here,
and I'll be playing the game
while you play the game. But before I get to that, I want to say that the thing that I am personally most excited for is True Type font there. Look how good that font looks. Compared to the original game, that pixelated. So that is what I'm excited for, and also maybe a little bit of UI scaling.
Yep. Oh, so yeah, actually the UI scaling is in. You may notice that some things are larger than they used to be. You may have seen some of these things previously, but like if I'm actually kind of I'm in the middle of a dialogue right now, so I'm just going to finish this quickly. Okay, I'll go through. Very well, off you go. All right, so allow me to like open up the character menu here. You'll see that this thing fills up the entire available vertical space in the screen. That was one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we had the option to do on smaller devices particularly. In order to achieve that, we had to be able to scale the UI by what's called a floating point number, basically a number with a decimal point. So it used to only double or triple in size, which wasn't great for devices that were like 1.5 times the size of the original UI. So now we can go to like 1.4 or something like that. I can show you probably. Okay, so this is exactly 2 times scaling. This device was not, but like this one here is like 1.4 times.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
In order to fit on the game.
Those changes are coming to the PC version after we release mobile?
Yeah, so the ability to scale the UI to a more fine level of detail is going to be rolled into the PC version eventually. It's one of the fixes that I would like to get on that side of things as well, because, I mean, why not, right? We want players to be able to scale it in a way that fits their screen the best way possible. Now, I mean, like, resolution is a lot more standardized now than it once was. You know, 1920 by 1080, or, you know, a 16 by 10 screen or whatever. Actually, the 16 by 10 screen is a good example. Like 16 by 9 screens are going to be a little bit shorter, so this will allow us to scale them up even larger.
Cool. So one of the questions that's being asked right now is typing. How does that work? Do you want to pull up a little talk box there?
Sure. And let me just open up like a save dialogue right now. I'm just going to exit out of this. Oh, we added a little X button to dialogue, so you can just kill a conversation midstream. Cool. Which is something that we have wanted for a little while.
But I want to talk to Pavel all day.
Yeah. Actually, I should show off the updated tutorial, which also allows you to basically just blow off Pavel and go straight to talk to his cooler brother Bim. But yeah, so let me just go to like a save dialogue, and I'll show you. Right. I mean, you're probably already familiar with just how save games work on, or just how typing works in general for games like these. So just like that, a software keyboard pops up, and the screen squishes to show you what is available on the screen. Cool.
I'm hoping that this will show up.
Yeah.
But
hopefully,
we'll know
we got a little
7
bit of a delay.
seconds into the future.
Yeah. But hi.
Oh, it does. Excellent.
Game stream.
Cool.
And then I hit save game.
All right.
And it saves my game, and it's back to normal, just like that. So we're just using the OS software keyboard to great effect.
Yep.
And it's good.
So that's going to be the same for talking for role players on multiplayer?
Yeah, well...
so like that little talk section there?
So the talk section here, if I can get that, shout, whisper. Yeah, and sort of the same kind of deal, right?
Cool.
Go forth.
Cool. So while you're typing there, I'm going to answer some of these questions. Will you consider rebuilding Neverwinter Nights to Amazon Lumberyard? Niv will kill us. He will kill everyone around you. Ask that question anonymously because he will find you.
Yeah, man. CryEngine 5 is hard to work with on a good day. I have not done much work on Lumberyard, but it's basically CryEngine 5. Yes, it is, Dan. So, like, recreating Neverwinter Nights in Lumberyard seems like a bad choice when we've got Aurora working just fine.
Yeah. Okay, so are you planning to add the unkitted Bard songs from Icewind Dale Enhanced Edition to Baldur's Gate, Siege of Dragonspear, and Baldur's Gate 2? That would be a Luke question.
Well, Yeah, I would have to look into the demand for that. We do kind of have the objective to not make too many sweeping changes to the game, but if that is like something that would benefit us, and it sounds like it is something that would, I'd like to do a little bit of a evaluation of that first, and then see if that's something that we could roll into the game. But there are features that are sort of cross the Infinity Engine games that were added into later games, like Icewind Dale, that could benefit the earlier games, and that may be something we would want to look into. So, yeah, as non-committal as that answer was, that's my answer.
Okay. Let's see. How many achievements will Neverwinter have? Still TBD, I think.
Yeah, still to be decided. We're gonna have a reasonable number of them. Obviously, it's not gonna be like 2. I think somewhere in the range of like, I don't know, 30
4.
to 50 or something like that. Yeah, 4. What do you want from us? No. If we took this long to create a list of achievements and it was finish Wailing Death, finish Horde of Undertide, or Hordes of the Underdark, finish Shadows of Undertide, get to level 20. I would not expect to survive the day.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
I would be there.
there's going to be a number of them. There's going to be quite a few.
I would live stream it.
Yeah.
Tool set for mobile.
Tool set for mobile? No,
no.
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, the Neverwinter tool set is a different beast altogether from the game. So it would require a lot of work to get that in there. And as nice as that would be, our focus is just making sure that everybody has access to the game itself. Yeah. So if you do want to play a DM'd game or custom mods, that is available on Android. So we're not holding you away from playing the game portion of Neverwinter Nights. But yeah, so that's an unfortunate truth at the moment.
Cool. I'm going to swap over to questions that were asked from last week's stream and brought in from the community.
Indeed.
Before we get back to what you guys are asking in the chat there. So we want to make sure that we are capturing all the questions that are coming in. If you have questions and you're watching the stream, say on YouTube or Twitch after we're done, make sure to send them through Facebook, Twitter, the forums, and we'll be sure to answer them here if we can. You folks ask a lot of things that we just can't talk about. So, you know, we try and answer what we can when we can. Okay, so what kind of tablets are we using to demonstrate Neverwinter Nights on Android?
So this is a NVIDIA Shield. I've got the game running at my desk and here at the table on a Galaxy S8 phone. We also were exhibiting the game at the Edmonton Expo on a Galaxy Tab
S2?
S2, yes. And we also had a Galaxy Tab S as well.
So if you're buying a tablet or a phone for about $60, probably not going to work. If you're buying something that's like a year or 2 old, possibly, that was like previous, I'm not going to say high-end, but, you know, a decent piece of kit. Yeah, this will run on a lot of things.
It does run on quite a bit of things. And we are consistently working on updating like shaders and other sort of performance things that we can do to make sure that it runs on the most devices that we have available to us. So, yeah, it should run on most modern devices.
Fair enough. So. All right. This is a Neverwinter Nights question. Can we get a nerf for locked chests in the original campaign? The physical damage reduction borders immunity to everything. Failing that, how about an armor made out of chests? So chest plate?
Chest plate. I love chest plate. Chest plate sounds great. Yeah. So if there is a need for nerfing the locked chests in the original campaign, then Trellowit.
There's talk of the director's cut that's still on Trent's plates and figuring out what's going on there. Maybe it can get included there. All right. Any plans to hire localization studios to record voiceovers for non-English content, so voice sets, etc.? something that we're looking into. VO stuff is so expensive. So,
Yeah.
you know, we'll look into it.
Yeah, and we would consider including fan-made voiceovers for upcoming patches if there was something that we could vet. That is exactly what happened with Icewind Dale Heart of Winter. The Italian team that got together and recorded the voiceover for it was fantastic, and we were very happy to include that. So
yeah,
yep,
cool. If the Beamdog team had to choose a non-standard D&D setting for a new campaign or a new game, what would it be?
Well, I don't speak for the entire Beamdog team.
I speak for the entire Beamdog team.
But I'm a fan of Dark Sun, and I think that Trent is on the same page as me. If last week's stream is anything to go off of, but yeah, like Mad Max with magic and stuff. That sounds great to me.
I like Dark Sun, if only because halflings are cannibals. I love that. But I think that, like, personally, Dragonlance.
Yeah.
Give me some Dragonlance.
Dragonlance could be good.
Or Planescape. I would love to go back to Planescape. Planescape Torment was a fantastic title. They did so many cool modules in 2nd edition with Planescape. I would love to go back there in another video game and really explore the weirdness of it.
Yeah, speaking of Dragonlance, we're doing a Waterdeep Dragon Heist campaign in the office. We're playing D&D. A couple of our Sarah, our community manager, is our DM, and one of the players on our team independently basically created Tasselhoff Burfoot from the Dragonlance novels, and she wasn't aware of it, so I had to educate her about Taz while we were both grabbing coffee this morning.
Well, apparently in 5e, Kender, which is what Tasselhoff is a halfling variant.
It's like a subrace of halfling?
Yeah,
I can see that.
Yeah. So they must be thinking of Dragonlance in some way, I guess. So maybe we can too. I don't know. Let's look in the future.
Live stream of Office campaign. I would like to do that. I think that would be fun.
Yeah. Are we going to get revamp expansion of existing tile sets or entirely new ones?
So I can't talk in too much detail about what is exactly happening at the moment, but as you saw with the enhanced Hall of Justice, this is something that we are absolutely looking at.
Cool.
Yep.
Our Kill Fill module still wanted. Started one, ran afoul of the conversation editor bug. I've got part 1 done and just waiting for that bug to be fixed. So yes, send them to us. We will continue to kill Phil. We want this to be a proud tradition of the Beamdog.
We could start doing this at the start of every stream or
That's
something
right.
like that.
Yes.
And if you don't feel comfortable killing Phil because he's no longer in the studio, just bulk him up a bit and it can be a Kill Luke module.
There we go. We have a Kill Phil badge in the forum. It's a special badge that I believe only one person has won so far. So make that person less special and earn that badge too. Cool. Do we have an ETA for the 64-bit or other goals in the roadmap?
So as far as 64-bit is concerned, it is working on PC right now, but GOG is first priority. So once that is done, then that's when we can start looking at 64-bit stuff.
Okay,
Nuke Luke. Love it.
Nuke Luke.
Make that a thing.
TM. Done. All right. Let's see. What else do we got here? Does Beamdog plan to implement multi-thread and divert more usage from GPU rather than CPU?
So we have a lot of incoming optimizations planned, which includes some work that will allow for multi-threading. So that is something that is an option coming down the line. These are some optimizations that we haven't even started on yet. It's mostly talking in theory right now, but yeah. That's something that I would absolutely love to do because the more we can optimize this, the better it'll work, right?
Cool.
So.
All right, so we're going to start going through these questions really fast here because we've only got
Bang
5 minutes left.
5 minutes left.
4 minutes left. Oh, God.
4 minutes left.
All right, can you touch on attack bonus miscalculation issues that is causing problems with the combat UI?
So little, well, not little bugs, but bugs and sort of a more broad spectrum of bug fixes will be something we can focus on after we've done the major features like GOG and NWN Sync and 64-bit.
Cool. There we go. This is back to Infinity Engine, because we haven't been there in a while. Is there any modifications to current classes, spells, effects, characters for any of the enhanced edition? Whoa, this question goes deep. Okay.
Things like making charisma effect sorcery, high wisdom giving
yeah.
So as I mentioned before, we are actively focusing on fixing the rules problems that we have. Like I said, there was a pass on bard stats and multi-classing, and as I said, 65 spells that have been updated. So yeah, we're going to continue to update to make sure that the rules work the way they're supposed to.
Cool. Does the 64-bit update mean that irritating limitations like only 8 lighting placeables per area be gone?
I don't know exactly what all of the relaxed restrictions are going to be, but there are some things that will be coming up pretty soon that I can talk about once we're closer to that point.
Cool. This is back to Infinity Engine. What about giving the option to use Catmull ROM bicubic filtering in the enhanced edition games? There's a public ticket and discussion.
So instead of the bilinear filtering that we currently have, which makes things look kind of blurry, that's intriguing to me. I do recognize that some of the scaling work that happens there is a little bit muddy. So I would look at that, but I'm talking specifically from my experience as a producer, and I really don't know the difficulty of implementing something like that. So I can't make that decision until I've had a chance to talk to one of our rendering guys.
Yeah, last I heard that doing that would be very difficult.
Yeah, so
very time consuming.
Yeah, if it would be a lot of additional work, it's probably not something that we can commit to. But we'll see. Cool.
Any idea when the Neverwinter Nights Enhanced Edition toolset improvements will come out of Icebox on Trello?
So another thing that we're hoping to do, and unfortunately we don't have a lot of tools update bandwidth stuff, but it's definitely something we want to look at. It's on the Trello for a good reason. We're not ignoring it. It's absolutely something that we want to touch on.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So there are more questions that you folks have asked. We will get to them next week, or come back and watch again, and we will answer your questions there. Keep sending your questions in by Facebook, Twitter, through the forums. Talk to Julius. Send us an email. I don't know.
I noticed that we don't get through all of the questions a lot because my answers tend to be fairly rambling, so I apologize for that, but we do continue to look at the answers. We got this big old sheet that came from last week. So
all right, so to close, we have a t-shirt to give away, but first you have to listen to my marketing news closure. We got Siege of Dragonspear on sale on Google Play and the App Store at 60% off. Go get that. Faces of Good and Evil is coming to beamdog.com soon. Sign up for our newsletters. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We give stuff away. We love giving stuff away, so be there so I can give you stuff.
And it's not just shirts.
That's right.
Things like disc copies of Baldur's Gate 2.
Yep. The expo went awesome. Next week, I believe we have Trent back in that seat, and that means you get to come over here and play some games.
Is it me?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
we shoot from the hip as far as who's going to do the stream.
Yeah. Well, we're trying to shoot less from the hip, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
we want to change it up a lot. You know.
The last shirt of the day goes to
Slow Cool.
Slow Cool. We're out.